What's up, everybody? My name is Tamashu. I'm going to be rapping for you today. This is a freestyle. And I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million. And when you hear it, you're going to be like, no way. So simple. I could have thought of that myself. Check it out. So Rebecca and I are thinking about maybe doing something like crazy. So last night Rebecca was complaining to me like she does every night about how she wants to move back to Utah to be with her family. And so I told her, fine, if you can find a job, you can figure it out that I can get a job to move to Utah, then we'll do it. If you can get us a job there, we'll go. And then she was super excited and happy about it, and that made her feel better. But tell your side of the story. I want to hear about what happened this morning.
Well, so last night we had that conversation, and I felt so good. I was just like, wow. The first time both of us have agreed that it's okay to move back to Utah.
Even though I still want to stay here because I like it here. I feel like I have unfinished business here. Gone.
Anyways, he was like saying that, you know, it will be okay to move back to Utah as long as we have a job and a house already situated and everything ready to go before we even move out there. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's the way it's got to be, you know. That's just what's going to happen, you know. So even though I talked to him about it, I was thinking more like, in like 6 months or something like that, if we could move out or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't like top of my priorities. So anyway, I was just like, wow, I feel so much better now that we've had that conversation.
And I thought that she was going to be like calling everyone and their mom trying to find me a job because she's like, woohoo, we're going back to Utah. You know, I thought she was going to be like having a party.
But no, that conversation made me feel like, okay, now I can feel like I can enjoy living here because I don't feel like I have to live here without my consent almost. I guess that's how I felt in a few ways. But because we had that conversation, I feel like, okay, now I almost feel like, but I love it here.
The truth comes
out. There's things I love here. Like, I love being close to Disney.
Okay, never mind. We're staying here. Forget it, guys. Forget it. You can turn it.
Anyways, we're going to be here. No, I just realized, like, I don't know, I'm going to miss the family, and I'm going to miss a lot of things. If we do, see, we don't even know if we are yet.
Who knows?
But,
who knows?
First thing this morning, after we had that conversation, hours before, you know, around 11 o'clock or something, we had that conversation. So this morning, my sister called me, and it's like, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested in this or not, but we found this job that's like a live-in job, and all these details, you know, we don't really need to get into them, but still, it's like, what? Okay, this never happened. How? It's too much of a coincidence. Too much of a coincidence to be just, no, it's not.
To get that phone call the very next morning is like, really? And Becky told me about it. She's like, I have some great news. And I thought that she went digging for that information.
Yeah,
like,
he's like...
I thought she'd been doing the work.
He asked me, he's like, so this is how it went. So once you told her that you were planning on moving back to Utah, then she was like, oh, yeah, by the way, there's this job that I was signing up for. And I was like, no, that's not how it happened. She called me. I didn't even tell her anything about the conversation we had the night before.
Crazy.
And that's why I'm like, okay, that's too much. I think that Heavenly Father had a huge hand in that. feels like a very good possibility that we could end up going back, because that's just too much of a coincidence.
So if it's meant to be that we move back there,
which so far,
because of this sign,
looking like it.
yeah, we're having a job or a housing opportunity come out of nowhere like this. Maybe tomorrow, when she starts making some more phone calls, a job opportunity will be wide open and ready to hire.
Because we've got housing and part-time job, but we need a full-time job, and that was our requirements that we had discussed. Okay, we're not going to just go with the flow and, you know, mooch off of people like we have before. Awful mooching. We're such moochers.
Yeah, it's a bad addiction.
Not good. So, and it makes people unhappy and stuff. So, the only way we're going to move out there is if we absolutely have everything set up right, and if you guys are seeing this and somehow you can get a hold of us and there's an awesome job opportunity, let us know.
It has to be $50 an hour, and it has to be plus benefits. No, I'm just kidding. But it has